Hi everybody. Those who don't know me, my name is Chris Acerbo. I found Christ a little over 2 years ago. Thank you, Lord, for opening my eyes and giving me hearing to hear your call. I know now that you were always there for me, but I just wasn't listening. I need to share 3 important dreams I had with all of you. For those of you that don't know this, my son passed away on January 24th, 2016 of this year. Today is December 2nd, 2016. And I had 3 very important dreams before he passed that put me in a really good place prior to his passing, and I need to share those dreams with you. My first dream was on August 28th, 2015, when I was in Birmingham. It was an event called Never Again Is Now. In my dream, Chris was about 5 or 6 years old, and he was calling out to me, and he was saying, "Mom, Mom, I saw God. Mom, Mom. He says to be prepared for 9/13 because he's coming. Mom, Mom, I saw God. He's coming." And it was so clear, that little voice of a 5 or 6 year old. And he just kept repeating it. And all you mothers out there know the voice of your children. That voice was so clear in my dream. And he was so persistent that he saw God and prepared for 9/13. Even little, he was the same persistent, pay attention to me kid. Of course, I was going to say pain in the ass, because that he was. And he spoke, and he made sure I listened. And Chris, when he wants to say something, he'll make sure you hear him. So that evening that I had the dream, I sent him a text message of the dream, and I was at another event called the Guiding Light. I was at the Guiding Light Church, which they were having a group of pastors and priests, and it was just the most beautiful church and experience that I have ever experienced in my life. And he reassured me after I sent the text message telling him that he had seen God. And he reassured me not to worry and to have fun on my trip, that everything was okay. I don't think it was a coincidence that day that I just happened to be at the Guiding Light Church. I guess I got my light that day. My second dream was most of you probably already know this dream because Tony said it at Chris's service. It was the first week of December, and I'm walking into a church-like atmosphere, and I just saw hundreds and hundreds of kids. When I say kids, my kids aged 25, 26. And I walked, having to go through all of them and just weaving in and out of all of them. I was moving in slow motion. And when I came to the front, I could see Tony was up on the podium. He was up on the podium with a microphone in his hand, and he was speaking to all of them. And I couldn't tell what he was saying. It was really hard to tell what he was saying. There was no words. But I knew whatever was coming out of him was super, super important. So I turned around to see the crowd, and to see how they were responding to what he was saying. And they were totally in tune, just really listening to him with amazement. It just amazed me how they were so interested. This was the exact setting of Chris's funeral in January. I think it was January 30th is when we had his service. But that was his celebration of life that I experienced before he passed. My third dream, and not my final, but my third, was the night that Chris passed. I was in his bedroom. I was in Fig's house where he was currently living. I was in his bedroom, standing there in the middle of his room. I could see the big headboard. I could see his messy bed. And I was just standing there, crying. And I didn't see Chris. I couldn't see Chris. He must have been with Jesus talking. Because I was sitting there just weeping, crying. I was really sad. And I could just see tears just pouring down my face. And I started screaming, "Take me, not my boy. Take me, Lord, not my boy. Don't take my boy. Make me your lamb, Lord. Make me your sacrifice, not my boy. Please, Lord, please." I just kept begging, "Please, Lord," and just crying. "Not my boy. Make me your lamb, make me your sacrifice, but not my boy." When I woke up that morning, I didn't remember the dream. I took a shower, and my phone rang, and it was Fernando, and he said that the ambulances were called out, because Chris wasn't breathing. And that's when I just pointed up and I said, "Not my boy, Lord, not my boy. I was supposed to be your sacrifice. I was supposed to be your lamb, not my boy." Well, we know the outcome of that. Chris was the lamb and the sacrifice. At least mine. Because I love that boy. That's why I was so put together at his funeral. I knew exactly where Chris was. He's with Jesus. I mean, he was in the presence of God. How beautiful is that? It was so beautiful. He was and is with Jesus. So I couldn't blame drugs or anyone who sold him the drugs or gave it to him. There was no blame to be made. It was the time that he was supposed to go. It was supposed to be me that day. But Chris just had more. He was just way more convincing. We all know that he wouldn't have been all right without me. I hate to say that, but kind of true. Anyone who knows Chris knows that he wouldn't have been all right. Sorry if I keep looking over. I got a little cheat sheet over here so I don't miss anything. But I do want to tell you how amazing God is. That he knew he wouldn't be productive on this earth for a year without me. I want to read something to you. You know, I was so prepared. I was prepared to go. I felt like it was my calling and my time. I felt like it was for me. but it ended up being Chris. I want to read a little something that Kiki posted on November 14th, just a couple weeks ago. It said, as she went to take her last breath, God said, I'm not done with her yet, and sent her back to earth with the strength she needed to make all of her dreams come true. And that he did. My biggest dream was to go to Australia. Since I was very, very young, I always dreamt of going to Australia. And he did that for me. He sent me to Australia. So he did make my dreams come true. Wow. Again, so amazing. So amazing, these experiences that I've been given, granted, blessed with. Just the power of God's grace. So beautiful. So amazing. So I want to thank Kiki for her Facebook message. She was something out of the unordinary. Her and Chris had a relationship. It was a soulmate love that was unexplainable. You can't explain the love that they had for each other. It was just, it was rare. It was undescribable. It was just such a beautiful connection that those two had. It was beautiful. And she gave me that gift to show me through him. You know, we're all connected. The spirit in me of Jesus is the spirit in Kiki and the spirit of Chris at that time, and we're just one. We are one. And that is, when you get that grace of God, when that just takes you over, it's beautiful. It's great. I can't explain it. It's just a love that I've never, ever experienced in my life. I couldn't have experienced it with any human on this earth. It's too overpowering and too beautiful to explain that love that I received and I was given just a little over a couple of years ago from the man above. All right, let's go back to my little message here. So, it was supposed to be Chris that was here to give you the message. He was the one that was going to do big things through me. Through me, he was supposed to do big things, not the other way around. That's messed up. That got kind of like shifted here. But I'm just going to keep on going. Well, here it is. The big thing Chris was going to do on this earth. And I know what it is because I hear it in his voice. It is so powerful. It's beautiful. It's powerful. It's desperate. And it's not his little voice. It's his voice now. And his voice says, Mom, save my friends. Save my friends, Mom. That was supposed to be his job. He knows, and what he has is so beautiful. So beautiful. I don't even think we could fathom or imagine it. And he knows it. And he wants all of you guys to know it. You know Chris. He wants his family, his bros, there with him someday. We don't know our time. It could be tomorrow for any of us. We can walk across the street and it could be any of us. We don't know our time or hour. So we have to put ourselves straight now. And he wants me to tell you guys, save my friends, Mom. Save them. I don't think I could do that. But I know who can. And it's a message from Jesus. He loves you all. And he wants to save you. Just like he saved my boy and he saved me. And I know I'll see my boy. I know I will. I'll be with that boy. I love you guys. Wait till I see him though. He's gonna have another thing coming. Love y'all.